You've been poisoned, and you didn't even know it. Just one piece of fruit, if you're over 60, could quietly mess with your heart meds or spike your blood sugar dangerously high. Comment the word fruit if you've eaten any today. Just type it down below. Number 1. Pineapple, acidic trouble that hurts from the inside. What if the burning in your chest after fruit isn't aging but damage from the fruit itself? Let's start with something that sounds tropical, healthy and refreshing. But for older adults, it could quietly tear up your stomach lining from the inside out. Number 1. Pineapple. You take one bite, it's sweet, juicy, but then a sharp tingle creeps up your throat. That's not just acidity, it's a warning sign. Pineapple contains high levels of natural acids and an enzyme called bromelain, which breaks down protein. Sounds impressive, but in older adults with a weakened stomach lining, it's like pouring lemon juice on a scratch. The result? Heartburn, acid reflux, and in more serious cases, internal irritation that can trigger ulcers or bleeding in people with pre-existing conditions. For seniors who already suffer from gastritis, acid reflux, or are on blood-thinning medications, this can be particularly dangerous. According to the American College of Gastroenterology, acid-producing fruits like pineapple may worsen esophageal inflammation, and the enzyme inside can irritate an already fragile stomach wall, especially if the mucosal barrier is compromised. These symptoms aren't always obvious. A little discomfort after eating, some bloating, or a dry cough at night, they can easily be missed. But if you notice chest burning after meals, a bitter taste in the throat, or unexplained stomach pain, don't ignore it. You should speak with a gastroenterologist, especially if you've been diagnosed with reflux or take daily aspirin or anticoagulants. As bromelain can have anticoagulant properties, one of the most overlooked senior health tips is this: not every healthy fruit is healthy for you, especially over 60, when your stomach becomes more sensitive and your body's ability to handle acidity drops. So what can you do? If you love pineapple, cook it first. Heat reduces its enzyme strength. Or swap it out for softer, lower acid fruits like cooked pears or peeled apples. Your gut will thank you, and so will your heartburn. If you thought the acid in pineapple was rough, just wait. Lychee might be even sneakier with your blood sugar. One burns, the other spikes. Number 2. Lychee, the sweet fruit that sends blood sugar spinning. You think candy is dangerous for diabetes? What if I told you this little fruit could be worse and you wouldn't even see it coming? It looks harmless, small, juicy, and sweet. But lychee is one of those fruits that feels like a treat and acts like a trap. It's packed with fast-acting sugars, and when you eat a handful, especially on an empty stomach, it's like pouring sugar syrup straight into your bloodstream. For older adults managing diabetes or prediabetes, that sugar rush can be dangerous. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, highlights that sudden spikes in blood glucose can overwhelm insulin function in seniors, leading to a crash that feels like dizziness, cold sweats, or even fainting. And in some cases, it can go the other way, dropping your blood sugar too low if eaten without a balanced meal, a condition known as reactive hypoglycemia. The danger is higher if you're already on medication to manage blood sugar. Your body's insulin might overreact to the sudden sugar load, and that imbalance could result in blurred vision, fatigue, or even confusion. If you or someone you love starts feeling weak or disoriented after eating something sweet, don't ignore it. Call your primary care doctor or an endocrinologist. It could be a warning sign. One of the best senior health tips I've learned is this: small fruits can carry big risks, especially for blood sugar control. Just because it grows on a tree doesn't mean it's safe in every portion. So here's the practical fix. If you want to enjoy lychee, eat no more than 2-3 pieces, and always pair it with protein or fiber like Greek yogurt or a few nuts. And never eat them on an empty stomach. It's a sweet fruit, yes, but your pancreas won't find it so sweet. If you've ever felt weird or shaky after eating something sweet, Type 2 below, even if you didn't realize it was lychee. Number 3. Papaya, overripe, the rot you didn't see coming. Imagine this. You slice open a papaya that's been sitting on the counter for a few days. It smells extra sweet. The flesh is soft, almost too soft. But you tell yourself, it's just ripe. So, you eat it. What you didn't see is what could make you sick. Overripe papaya, especially when stored at room temperature or left exposed, can become a breeding ground for harmful bacteria and molds. The fruit ferments faster than you think, and that natural sweetness? It might be the result of internal spoilage, not just ideal ripeness. This isn't a minor issue if you're over 60. As we age, our immune system gets weaker, especially for people with pre-existing conditions like diabetes, chronic kidney disease, or undergoing cancer treatment. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, food-borne bacteria pose a much higher risk for older adults, often leading to more severe illness, dehydration, and here's the problem. You might not feel it right away. Nausea, stomach cramps, a low-grade fever. Most people chalk it up to something I ate. But if symptoms show up 6 to 24 hours later, and you've recently eaten papaya that was very soft or stored unrefrigerated, it could be more than just a sensitive stomach. You should contact your primary care physician or an infectious disease specialist, especially if you're already on medication that weakens immune defenses. Here's one of the most underrated senior health tips. When fruit feels too soft to the touch, it's not extra ripe, it's extra risky. So what's the safer option? Always refrigerate your fruit after cutting. If it smells fermented or shows any signs of mold, toss it immediately. And instead of very soft papaya, go for firm fruits like fresh pears or lightly ripened melons. They're gentler on the gut and far less likely to harbor dangerous bacteria. Papaya can spoil without you knowing, but what if the real danger was sealed inside a can? From rot on the counter to syrup in your pantry, it's all connected. Number 4. Canned fruit cocktail, the sugar trap sitting in your pantry. My grandmother used to love canned fruit. She'd open a tin, pour it into a bowl and say, "It's soft, it's fruit, it's healthy." But nobody told her that syrup was doing more harm than good. Canned fruit cocktail seems like the perfect senior snack. Easy to chew, sweet, no prep needed. But here's the problem. That syrup? It's not just water and fruit juice. It's concentrated sugar, sometimes with additives to preserve texture, color, and shelf life. For older adults, especially those with diabetes, heart disease, or kidney conditions, that sweet liquid becomes a silent threat. And according to the National Institute on Aging, NIA, high-sugar processed foods can spike blood glucose levels rapidly, burden the liver, and worsen insulin resistance over time. And that's not the only concern. Many canned fruits contain chemical preservatives like sulfites, which may cause headaches, inflammation, or digestive trouble, especially if your gut health is already compromised. The biggest danger? You don't even taste it. It just feels like fruit. But just half a cup of canned fruit in syrup can have as much sugar as a glass of cola, and that adds up fast. If you notice unusual fatigue after meals, increased thirst or blurred vision, and you've been snacking on canned fruits regularly, it's time to bring it up with your primary care doctor or a registered dietitian, especially if you're managing blood pressure or blood sugar daily. One of the best senior health tips I've ever heard is this. If it comes in a can and it's sweet, read the label like it's medicine. So, what should you do instead? Look for canned fruit labeled packed in water or no sugar added. Even better, switch to fresh or frozen fruits that don't hide behind syrup. Slice up a pear, thaw a few strawberries. You'll get all the flavor and none of the hidden damage. If you've got a can of fruit cocktails sitting in your pantry right now, type 4, we won't judge. So yeah, canned fruit cocktail might seem harmless, but for older adults, that syrup can quietly build up into something your body just can't handle. And if we're being honest, it's not the only one. Pineapple might irritate your stomach more than you think. Lychee, that sweet burst can send your blood sugar spinning. And overripe papaya, let's just say, if it smells too sweet, it might already be spoiled inside. These fruits aren't bad in general, but for folks over 60 with a more sensitive system, they carry risks no one talks about. And that's why we do this. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next senior health tips we've got coming. We've still got 4 fruits that actually help your body heal, and you don't want to miss those. But hey, it's not all bad news. If some fruits can quietly hurt your health, others can just as quietly protect it. So let's talk about the good ones, the fruits your body actually loves after 60. Number 5. Pears. Gentle fiber that heals from the inside out. One day you're bloated and sluggish, the next you feel lighter, without changing much at all. What if one fruit made that difference? That's the quiet magic of pears. For seniors, especially over 60, digestion doesn't always work like it used to. Meals sit longer, you feel heavy, tired, sometimes even a little nauseous after eating. But pears, especially with the skin on, give your gut exactly what it needs: soft, soluble fiber that moves things along without irritation. Unlike some high-fiber fruits that can be rough on sensitive intestines, pears are easy on the stomach. Their fiber helps regulate bowel movements, prevent constipation, and support your microbiome. That's the healthy bacteria inside your gut. The American Gastroenterological Association emphasizes that gentle, soluble fiber, like the kind found in pears, is key for seniors dealing with slow digestion or irregularity. And here's something you might not know. When seniors get backed up, it can cause more than discomfort. It can lead to pressure on the bladder, loss of appetite, and even confusion in some cases due to the buildup of toxins. That's why one of the best senior health tips is to get fiber daily, not occasionally. And pears are one of the most reliable, senior-friendly ways to do it. Now, if you've had more than 3 days without a bowel movement, or if you notice blood in your stool or sudden weight loss, it's time to speak with your gastroenterologist or primary care doctor. Don't wait it out. So next time you shop, skip the fiber supplements. Just slice up a fresh pear, eat it with the skin on. Keep it simple, and your body will respond. If pears help things move gently, kiwi steps in to protect what's inside. One soothes your gut, the other shields your immune system, both quietly powerful. Number 6. Kiwi. Small fruit, big immune boost. Not oranges, not strawberries, but kiwi. That's the immune booster most people miss. It may be small, but it packs a serious punch. Just one kiwi gives you more vitamin C than an entire orange. And that's not all. It's also loaded with vitamin E, antioxidants, and natural compounds that help your body fight, not just survive. For seniors over 60, that matters. As we age, our immune system naturally weakens. We catch colds more easily. It takes longer to recover from the flu. And for those with chronic conditions, like COPD, diabetes, or high blood pressure, even a simple virus can spiral into something more serious. The National Institute on Aging, NIA, and other research consistently suggest that boosting your antioxidant and vitamin intake can support immune cell function and reduce inflammation, 2 key things that decline with age. Kiwi helps do just that. It supports white blood cells, keeps inflammation in check, and even helps with iron absorption, which many older adults struggle with. Here's one of the most practical senior health tips. Instead of popping more pills, try adding more color to your plate, and kiwi is a perfect start. Now, one small heads up. Kiwi is slightly acidic. If you're taking blood thinners or have acid reflux, talk to your primary care doctor or a dietitian before eating them daily. Otherwise, 1 kiwi a day, peeled and sliced, makes for a powerful immune-supporting snack. It's not flashy, It's not fancy, but it works. And sometimes, that's all your body needs. Has kiwi ever surprised you with how much energy or freshness it gives you? Share a quick 6 if yes. Number 7. Prunes. The bone-saving fruit most seniors ignore. Most people think prunes are just for keeping things moving, but did you know they could actually help save your bones? That's right, prunes aren't just for digestion. They're one of the only fruits shown to build bone strength and slow down bone loss. Especially in women over 60, where bone density starts dropping fast after menopause, this could be a game changer. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has published research indicating that regular consumption of prunes, sometimes as few as 5 to 6 a day, helped postmenopausal women maintain or even improve bone mineral density. How? Prunes contain compounds that stimulate the production of osteoblasts. Those are the cells that help rebuild bone. And they reduce inflammation, which is a big driver of bone breakdown in aging adults. They also provide vitamin K and potassium, which are important for bone health. If you're over 60, and especially if you've been told you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, don't overlook this. Weak bones don't cause pain until they break. That's why prevention matters. And this is where senior health tips make a real difference. You don't need expensive supplements right away. Sometimes simple habits like eating a few prunes can give your body the daily backup it needs. Now, a quick note. If you're on blood thinners or you've had issues with potassium levels or kidney function, check with your primary care doctor or a bone health specialist before adding them daily. Prunes are high in certain minerals that may need to be monitored. Otherwise, keep a small container of dried prunes in the pantry. Soft, sweet, easy to chew, and your skeleton will thank you. Stronger bones from prunes is a win, but don't forget your bladder and gums. Cranberries pick up right where prunes leave off. Number 8. Cranberries, tiny guards for your bladder and gums. Burning when you pee, waking up twice a night just to use the bathroom, sore gums every time you brush. Sound familiar? These are small problems until they're not. For many seniors, recurring urinary tract infections or gum inflammation become a monthly nuisance. But here's where a small fruit like cranberry makes a big difference. Fresh cranberries contain natural compounds called proanthocyanidins, PACs, that help stop bacteria, particularly coli, from sticking to the lining of your bladder and gums. That means fewer infections, less discomfort, and fewer trips to the doctor. The National Institutes of Health, NIH, has funded research showing that daily cranberry intake can reduce UTI risk in older women and people with limited mobility, two groups most affected by recurring infections. And it's not just about your bladder. Studies have found cranberries may help reduce gum bleeding and fight bacteria that cause cavities and gum disease. A real bonus if you're dealing with dentures, receding gums, or dry mouths from medications, all common concerns in senior health. Here's one of the most overlooked senior health tips. Prevention doesn't have to come in a pill. Sometimes it's just a handful of the right fruit eaten regularly. Now, quick warning, skip the sugary cranberry juice or dried cranberries with added syrup. Go for fresh or frozen whole cranberries and mix them into oatmeal, smoothies, or even low-sugar muffins. And if you've had more than 2 UTIs in 6 months, it's worth asking your urologist or dentist if daily cranberry could help support your treatment plan. Tiny fruit, big defense system. If you're already using cranberries to fight UTIs or keep your gums strong, type 8 and let others know it works. So, don't let the size fool you. Cranberries may be tiny, but for your bladder and gums, they're doing a whole lot more than most people think, and honestly, that's the story with all 4 of these. Pears, gentle, dependable, and quietly healing your gut. Kiwi, small but powerful, showing up for your immune system when it's running low. Prunes, not just for digestion, but standing guard over your bones. And cranberries, guarding the places most of us don't even like talking about. You don't need to overhaul your diet overnight. just start with one. Because when it comes to senior health tips, the smallest change can make the biggest difference. How you store it can make it harmful. That fruit on your counter might look fine, but if it's leaking juice or smells a little off, it could be hiding something your body can't handle. Here's the thing, even the healthiest fruits can turn dangerous if they're not stored the right way. And as we get older, our immune system isn't as strong. That means we're more likely to get sick from bacteria that younger folks might just shake off. Fruits that sit too long, especially soft ones like berries, melons, or papayas, can grow bacteria even if they look okay. A mushy spot, a sour smell, or a bit of juice pooling under it, that's a warning sign. And if your fruit touches raw meat in the fridge or isn't kept cool enough, you could be risking a foodborne illness without realizing it. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, seniors account for the majority of hospitalizations from food poisoning, and spoiled fruit is a hidden culprit people rarely think about. So here's one of the most practical senior health tips I can share. Always store fresh fruit in a clean, covered container. Keep it in the fridge, away from raw meat or unwashed vegetables. And if you see liquid under the fruit or it feels slimy, don't risk it. Toss it out. Because the way you store your food could be the thing that keeps you out of the hospital. So after everything we've talked about, from the fruits to skip to the ones your body actually needs, I hope those small tips gave you something real to think about. Because here's the truth. When you start making the right fruit choices now, you're not just helping your digestion or blood sugar, you're protecting your bones, your bladder, your heart, your energy. And the sooner you start, the better your body will thank you. The message today is simple. Not all fruits are created equal, especially if you're over 60. Some can quietly hurt you, but others, they can help you heal. So please, take care of yourself. Get a checkup if you've been putting it off. Drink enough water every day. And if this video helped even a little, follow us here at Healzo. You can like, share, or send it to someone you love, because sometimes one piece of fruit really can change everything.